Right? Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier iHypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. Today's pod is a little unique. Well, actually, quite unique because typically I record these pods and I've never really reached out to the community to tell them ahead of time that, hey, you know what, I'm going live. So the intent is definitely a little different than it usually is. And the other thing, of course, is that, the our theme for today is something that is so powerful. So I want to talk to you about mystery begets magic. And so typically what I have started to do, of course, is when I record these pods, I do make it a point to kind of reflect on what's been happening, on the kind of changes that I've been noticing, and typically I frame it into three. Uh, let's put it like this: I frame it into 3 points. So what I will do today, of course, is because as I was getting ready, I just jumped in. Typically, I may write it ahead of time, but today I will build it along with you. So when I say mystery begets magic, one thing that I can definitely tell you is that the one common thing that I've noticed is that to stay open. So the first point, of course, is to stay open. Now, whether you are a healer, whether you're a coach, or even a seeker for that matter, what is important is that, and this is a question to ask yourself, are you willing to stay open? As an example, today we had our session. Of course, this was the iHypnosis Life Foundation. And what was beautiful was this was literally 1 week after we had started our retreat. Last week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, was our iHypnosis Life Transformations retreat. And today, being Friday, was exactly a week later. And as we were talking, I got this whisper, this little nudge, and as I was listening to one of my students, one of our community members, I heard Sangeeta, talk about their 5 a.m. experiments this week as a community, or micro community, and then I said, hey, you know what? Let's all meet tomorrow via Zoom, but let's meet uh, in like the physical location of where each of us is based, and let's go out and explore nature together. So when I say stay open, I genuinely mean this, that when you're willing to stay open, you will truly tap into mystery. And when you tap into mystery, that is what begets magic. The second thing, of course, is that, you know, um, stay surprised. So, what can happen, as especially as adults, is that our ability to become surprised is diminished, is reduced as time progresses. By that I mean that because we are adults, there's a tendency to not be impressed as quickly. There's a tendency to somewhere become a little jaded with life. It's like, oh, I've seen everything. I already know this. And that is definitely something that we all tend to, I guess you could say we are, and I see we've got Raji here. So, Raji, thank you for popping in. And as I said, there's a tendency to be less surprised. So, what's important is that, and this is a question to you as a healer, as a coach, and of course as a seeker. Are you willing to stay surprised? And the funny thing is, you don't have to really do too much. You just show up, and when you show up, somewhere along the lines, you will be inspired. You will stay surprised. In fact, you'll be inspired when you stay surprised. So let's talk about the third thing, which is, when you're willing to stay open, and you're also, willing to practice staying surprised, then there is no surprise. that over a period of time, you will start to inspire. So, the third thing that I can definitely say is that I'm writing it as, of course, start to inspire. But the truth is that you become that inspiration. And so, wherever you go, you will somehow find yourself inspiring people in an unintended way, meaning you're not trying to inspire, you're just showing up, you're just being yourself. And in being yourself, you're staying open, you're staying surprised, and ultimately, automatically, you'll find yourself starting to inspire. So, I'm going to take this opportunity, especially for those of you who are watching this, whether you happen to be watching this live or maybe you're watching this, at some point in this year itself, 2025. This is just a heads up. We are going to be heading out together as a group, as a community. And retreats is something that we are doing a lot more of. And so, if the idea of going on a retreat with amazing people just like you and sharing that love of adventure, that love of travel, and also staying open to massive shifts in your life, then this community is for you. And to kind of get yourself ready, it's like you don't just sort of heli drop onto the top of a mountain, you work your way towards it. So keep this in mind and come join us. We do meet every Monday and Friday, and admission is complimentary. So come and experience what you can have with us in the community. And then, of course, this will ultimately lead into you being along with us at the retreat that's happening on the 6th, 7th, and 8th of March 2026. So, you have, as they say, you've been given enough of a heads up. And of course, I'll keep reminding you from time to time. But for you, if you've heard it and you've stayed along with us up to this point, come join us and experience the power, the mystery, and of course, the magic of our community. And as long as you feel aligned, there are many different programs that are on offer, and ultimately, of course, we will be meeting in person definitely on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. For now, I'm just going to keep the venue a surprise, but rest assured that you will truly love the experience. So, as always, having said all of this, I want you to know that I truly appreciate you. And as always, remember to live your purpose. God bless. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye. And yeah, before I go, Raji, I know you're still there with us on the call. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I shall see you bright and early, 6 a.m.